with an average player age of 31. Sudtirol of the Italian second division are the world's oldest club. And today, I'm going to take this team of grandpas from on the cusp of the retirement village to a Champions League title. But I can only sign players that are 35 years of age or older. I might be setting myself up for a painful day. So here we go, taking over in the Italian Serie B. You go across to the squad here, you go age, and you sort it. Look how many old players there are here. There is one player in this entire squad that is under the age of 20. You do not see that often in career mode. And with a budget of just £4 million, we're going to have to be so smart to get ourselves firstly up to the Italian top flight. And then secondly, getting ourselves a Champions League title, considering we can only sign 35-year-olds. Well, 35 and over, but we're going to have to be so smart with what we do because we're going to be rotating through players so quickly. We could find ourselves one year getting on a crazy path where we sign some good players for good fees, and within 2 years we're in the Champions League, but then the next year we get players retiring and end up in the second division again. I think this is going to be a roller coaster of a rebuild. Let's get into it. In terms of players I want to get rid of though, I want to sell off the guys that are like around the 30 to 32 age marker. They're at the peak of their value. There's no way we can get growth into them, so we may as well get their peak value monetarily for them. The striker Rafael Odogwu is the perfect example of this. But we're going to make our first signing for this rebuild. It is Radamel Falcao, 37 years of age. We get him for £960,000 from Rayo Vallecano. Again, he's probably going to be down in the high 60s by the end of the year, but I'm just trying to get promoted with the team this year. And I mean, we've also got this young striker, Emmanuel Pecorino. I'm allowed to keep him. I can't buy players that are 21, but if I've got them on our books, we need to make the most of them. So he's going to do his tutelage alongside Radamel Falcao. Not a bad mentor. I also want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on the free agents list here. If any old players have come off contract for frees, unfortunately this year, we're not going to be able to use that. Another 30-year-old gone here, Fabian Tate heading to Turkey. And our 18-year-old is going to be loaned out here. I would love for him to be a part of the Champions League winning squad. Again, we're going to use these young fellas to our advantage. So Rafael Kofler heading to Vitoria for 2 seasons. Please come back a stud, brother. Please. I will say the one massive benefit about doing this is we get some absolute bargains. Adam Lallana is going to join us here from Brighton. I know in real life he has just signed, I believe, for Southampton, but he's trading the red and white of Southampton for the red and white of Sudtirol, joining us for £500,000 under market value. We have got this Marco Curto guy as well on our books that is loaned out to Como. 71 rated at 24 years of age. I'm definitely bringing him back. We're also going to pick up a player here who knows how to get it done within Italy. It is Lorenzo Di Silvestri, making the move from Thiago Motta's Bologna to Sudtirol here. 73 rated, 35 Italian right back. And I mean, the problem we had when we were trying to sign him is I find players that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sign Maurizio Isla, and then I go and he's retiring. Or like, yeah, I'll get Jesus Navas, he's just won the Euros, retiring. Dennis Adoy, Fulham legend, retiring. Even in our own squad, we're gonna have players that are retiring every single year. The word retirement might just blow my brain off today. So that's the first transfer window in the books. Let's see what this season has in store for us. I mean, already Falcao, Lallana, Di Silvestri, all going down 1 overall. Even our guy, oh, this is gonna be such a race against the clock. But let's just see if we can get promoted from Serie B. In real life this season, Sudtirol finished 12th in Serie B. Right now, we find ourselves 4th on the 1st of January. Only 4 points off automatic promotion where Palermo are up there. Parma currently walking the league, but I would love for us to get promoted this year. We've got a tiny little bit of money still left, so I want to see if we can push something here. I mean, we have lost some players going back to their parent clubs. Luckily though, they are only rotational players. So we've decided we're going to go in for a centre back. Selling on one of the old fellas, Andrea Masiello, 37 years of age, going to end his career in Cardiff. And as an upgrade for the remainder of the season, we bring in a now journeyman of world football. I feel like he's had a million clubs in the past couple years, but he is a German national team and domestic league legend. It is going to be Jerome Boateng, who is going to join us here from Salernitana. So he knows how to get it done in Italy. Hopefully he can get us promoted, but we get him for a bargain of £850,000. We've dropped down the table slightly, but we are in the playoffs. 61 points. We were 12 off now Venezia, who get automatically promoted alongside Parma. But can we battle it out for the final spot in Serie A? It would be nice if we could get some European football though by winning the cup. Coppa Italia goes to Lazio, but we beat Como 3-0 in the playoff quarterfinals. Of course, Como promoted in real life. We beat them 3-0. Semi-finals, we lose 5-4 to Sampdoria, who end up losing to Palermo in the playoff final. Big year here for our additions. Falcao getting 14 goals, but down to a 71. This is going to be a common appearance. Some of our top players are probably only going to be good for a year or two. Although this guy, Silvio Macaj, getting a lot more starts than anticipated, bagging himself 9 goals. How did the young defensive midfielder go in terms of growth? Kofler up +2, which is nice to see. We are going to be losing 2 of our loaned in players. And of course, as we saw, Jasmin Kurtic is going to be retiring. Luckily, he's our only retiree this season, but I expect that number to get boosted up a lot next year. But there are reds across the board. Kurto going up. The guys that are growing, we need to make sure they grow as much as possible because everybody else is going to be going down. Regardless though, that's season 1 in the books. Let's go check out the senior citizen home ahead of season 2. Lads, the free agents list. All right, look at this. The free agents list has listed 5 players that are available to buy this year between the ages of 35 and 50. You might see 2 of them that I have to go in for. Luka Modric and Marco Reus on the free agents list. I'm going in for these guys. I don't know if it's possible for us to sign them, but we need to give it a go. All right, first things first, we're going in for Luka Modric. We don't have the most insane budget, but if we can get him across here, that would be insane. 1 year for, he's 38 years of age. Let's see if we can go 2 though. Perfect 2. We're going to have him till the age of 40. And even if he goes down in overall, he's still going to be better than majority of our squad. So they say recommended wage of £11,000. I'm nervous that's going to make him walk out though, because he's been getting paid a mozza at Real Madrid. All right, I'm going to trust my staff. 12.5 with the appearances. I'm gonna remove the bonus. I need as much money as possible. And 14.5. Normally I'd accept that. We need to save every penny possible. 13.5. And there we go. What a way to start the season. One of the greatest midfielders of our generation, if not all time, Luka Modric, joining us on a free transfer. Now let's go in and see if we can sign ourselves Marco Reus. I know we've already got Lallana at the attacking midfielder role, but getting Reus is undoubtedly a huge addition. Can we get him for 3 years? That's the question. He only wants 1. All right, let's go 2. 2. Perfect. He's come straight out of the gates with this offer, and you know what? I'm fine with that. £9,600. We're going to accept that. I cannot believe that Marco Reus and Luka Modric are going to be joining us. And the fact we got both of them on free transfers is astonishing to me. That's going to keep us with a decent amount of money to make some more improvements to the squad. There's not going to be many players to sell moving forward. I need to keep some of these young players in, but someone I wanted to sell last year, I couldn't get out. We've finally got out. And it's going to give us even more money to the budget. Filippo Scalia heading to Cremonense. Goalkeepers are actually the position I'm the most comfortable signing in this video because they have such longevity. We've picked up Simon Mignolet, 79 rated still, 36 years of age. If things go our way, we could definitely get 3 or 4 years out of him, and that's kind of the strategy I want with my goalkeepers. Mignolet joins us for just £700,000. I have changed up the formation this year though in order to accommodate Lallana, Reus and Modric in the midfield, so Falcao's going to be our 1 striker for this year, but I'm not giving up on Pecorino. I'm sending him off on loan to Celtic this year, potentially to take the starter spot next year. Salvatore Molina is also out of the club. We are in a great spot to get promoted, but I'm hoping this is what gets us over the line. We're signing Pedro on a 2-year deal. The Spaniard jumps down from Lazio. His value goes down, which is frustrating, but we paid £3.2 million for him. We've just got to pray that this team doesn't go down in overall too much, but we are in a great position this year to get promoted out out of Serie B up to Serie A. But the thing about this challenge is this is the team right now. In 2 years, probably all of our superstars are going to be gone. So we're going to have to think about the future, which we can't even build for until we're in it. Despite signing Marco Reus, Luka Modric, Simon Mignolet, Pedro, we are still sitting in the exact position we were halfway through last year, sitting fourth. Let's just see if we can get ourselves back to the playoffs. I mean, we are 9 points away from Empoli, who are currently only 1 loss all year. Convert the draws into wins, we may get automatically promoted. But if we have to settle for the playoffs, we have to settle for the playoffs. All right, boys, another year of playoffs. We finished fourth, so we've held our spot this year, but it is Cagliari and Empoli going automatically up. We have got to battle it up if we want to get ourselves to the top flight. Juventus do win Coppa Italia. Did we even make it out? We lost in the second round. Last year we went out in the playoff semifinals. This year we get to go straight to it. We don't even get involved in the quarterfinals. We win the semifinals 6-3 on aggregate, meaning we are taking Frosinone on in the promotion playoff final, which we win 5-2 on aggregate. We are heading up to Serie A with the world's oldest squad. Still a bit of fight left in a couple of the old dogs though. Marco Reus getting 12 goals, 8 assists. Mercaj though ends up getting the starting striker spot over Falcao, who drops down massively in overall. He bags himself 15 goals. Interested to see if there's anybody we can get next year or whether we can survive in Serie A with him as our starting striker. We are going to be saying goodbye to 3 players though. Di Silvestri, Radamel Falcao, and Veneto all leaving the club. Falcao and Di Silvestri are retiring. Funnily enough, this guy is not retiring, but he is just absolutely shocking overall wise. And I mean, with players like Boateng dropping massively, we're going to have to make more signings. Go crazy in the signings next year. I'm hoping we get a good transfer budget, but now we bring on life in Serie A. We're in the top 5 trying to do everything we can to avoid relegation. We are going to sign a now 35-year-old Kyle Walker as our first Serie A signing. £8.5 million to bring him across from AS Roma. Also going to check and see who's retiring this year. So Giacomo Paluzzi is retiring. Any big names retiring? Luka Modric, it's probably expected, but at age probably 40 by the end of the season, Luka Modric retiring. Marco Reus is not. We need to get him a new contract though. Pedro will be retiring. And yeah, we're going to have to make some big moves next season. But for now, we can't focus on next season. We need to take it 1 year at a time. Bristol City have activated the release clause of our Albanian striker Mercaj. So he's going to head to England for £2.2 million. But I think I'm going to give Pecorino the starting striker spot this year. I mean, we could go ahead and sign Benzema or Ronaldo, but I don't know if we have the money for these guys. If I can get the money, I would love to go in for Cristiano Ronaldo. We do have a lot more positions to fill though in the squad, so we cannot afford to blast our whole budget on Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to sign a centre back here. Dali Blind is joining us for 3.3 mil. And with Adam Lallana going down in overall quite quickly, we're going to get a new attacking midfielder to sit alongside Marco Reus. It is Giacomo Bonaventura joining us from Fiorentina. £5.1 million for the Italian. Not too many insane free agents available this year though, but I am going to say Ki Soon-young, the former Swansea defensive midfielder from Korea, as a backup option. Keeping a lot of our promotion budget though ready for the January window. I want to see where we're sitting at with this squad. We're going to have to go in for a new right midfielder, a new striker, a new left mid, a new left back. There are options for us to do dependent on how the lads are performing, but big pressure on us to survive relegation here with the world's oldest team. I mean, it would be wildly upsetting if Luka Modric's final act as a footballer was getting relegated. I don't think anybody wants that for his legacy. All right, we probably expected to be in this position, fellas. Currently sitting in the relegation battle. We're out above it at the moment, but that is not a guarantee for it to be that way at the end of the season. Genoa and Udinese 4 points behind us. There is a lot of opportunity though for us to grow up the table. A couple wins could put us into Conference League territory. It's definitely a pipe dream, but it would be nice. And I mean, the thing with this rebuild is with our players being older and older, we're probably going to have stronger starts to the season than we will the back end because of players going down in overall. So I think it's crucial for us to try making a signing here in the January window to try saving and salvaging the back end of the season. And I mean, Pedro's going down 70 overall, 1 goal. His backup has only got 1 goal and 1 assist. And we're scoring goals with Pecorino. So I think we go in for a new starting right midfielder or not. There is basically nobody in the right midfield position 35 or over that is better than Pedro. How about right wing? Come on, please be kind to me, FIFA gods. It's not looking great. That is not good at all, man. Could go in for Scott Sinclair. We might just have to keep it here with Pedro and try going in and spending big money on someone next year. Ooh, we could do this. I was looking at the strikers. Robert Lewandowski, contract expires in 6 months. Could we sign him for him to come in next year? He's 37 years of age, though. Oh. All right, let's just try doing it. Let's see if we can get Lewandowski. This would be massive if we can have him ready for next year. We do have a decent amount of money, but I'm hoping it's enough to afford Robert Lewandowski. 37 years of age, 2-year deal. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Disregard release clauses. Now, I don't know how much to offer him. Oh my God, I might just throw the book at him, honestly. 80,000 might be so much that it gets us sacked. Let's say 50,000 and hope they don't walk out of the room. They walk out of the room. Oh my God, Jarrad, you idiot. I'm going to have to wait another week now and hope that nobody gets in and snags him or Barcelona re-up his contract. All right, a week later, nobody else has signed him and Barcelona haven't re-offered him a contract. Cool. I mean, it did say between 40 and 64. I wasn't far off, but that's kind of crazy they walked out on us. So we got the same terms as last time, but this time Robert Lewandowski have set the terms. You know what? I'll accept it. It's a massive gamble, but next year, Robert Lewandowski will be joining us. Now, Robert, I'm praying, mate. Do not go down in overall too much. Work hard, have a great year, and come to us at the 84 marker. And with a little bit of our budget here, I'm going to go ahead and sign a backup center back. It is Dedrick Boyata, the Belgian defender, joining us from Club Brugge for £370,000. Come on, fellas. Yes. Oh, I'm hoping the biggest thing right now, like there is so little strategy I can make to get our money up, and money is going to be basically the only way we can win a Champions League here. So getting 11th right now and surviving relegation, I'm praying is going to help the back pocket again next year. So we finished on 44 points, which was 11 points clear of the relegation zone where Genoa, Empoli, and Hellas Verona get relegated. Champions of Italy are going to be AC Milan. There is a huge stepping stone for us to get into the big boy conversations. Inter Milan do win Coppa Italia. If we can go deep in the cups or win the cups and get the money there, that would be awesome. I'm basically just craving that European money. Speaking of Europe, we're going to check in on the results there for the first time. Real Madrid win an El Clasico Champions League. AC Milan win an All Milan Europa League final. Are we going to have another city-wide or another big derby in the Conference League? I don't think Wolfsburg and Lazio are rivals. I'm glad we gave the keys to the castle though to Emmanuel Pecorino. Gets the golden boot at the club, 16-1. Unfortunately for his sake, Robert Lewandowski will be coming in, take the starting spot next year. Great year for Bonaventura. He may go down -4, but 16 goal contributions is brilliant for him. Marco Reus, 75. Pedro has a better second year, but it's also going to be his last. I wish we could convince Luka Modric to go around again. 80 rated in the midfield is just way too valuable. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Modric, Pedro, Paluzzi, and Jerome Boateng are all going to be retiring. Robert Lewandowski has arrived at the club. Lucho came here to check out his ceremony. That is such a big signing, though. No, he's retiring at the end of the season. We signed him on a 2-year contract, but he's retiring at the end of the season. That is rude, Robert. That is so rude. All right, we're going to have to make the most of him for 1 year, though. That is annoying. Getting stuck in this season, though. Lewandowski joins after his pre-contract, and we sign a new goalkeeper. It is a free transfer here for Lucas Hiradecki. We are going to beat out Eintracht Frankfurt to sign the Bundesliga title-winning goalkeeper with Leverkusen on a free transfer to Südtirol. Kevin De Bruyne is now 35 years of age. He's well out of our budget, but his contract expires in 11 months. So I'm going to hope hopefully be able to bring him in January on a free transfer. Gonna keep an eye on that, but until then, we have got some serious business still to do. We must keep our foot on the gas though. If we don't make good signings every single year, this team is gonna drop off a cliff. Pascal Gross will be joining us, £5.8 million from Salernitana, and we're already at a point where Daley Blind isn't good enough to be in this starting 11, so we're gonna go ahead here and bring Chris Smalling into the starting 11. They were teammates, Smalling and Walker, at Roma in this video. Now the two Englishmen paired up once again, as Smalling is going to sign on here. 78 overall, but the big game plan, I feel like, has to be getting these players in the mid 80s, because players are going to drop off. It's just about how far they drop off, which is important. I have noticed all throughout the video though that we have struggled to find left midfielders and right midfielders, so I'm going to change up the formation again here, signing another center midfielder, which we have had an abundance of. Roberto Pereira, the Argentine, signing here from Udinese for £3.1 million. I wanted to bring a backup striker in here. I didn't want to spend any money on them at all. Luckily, there wasn't too many great strikers even available, but we're going to sign an A-League legend here. 60 overall, 36 years of age. It is Costa Barbarouses, the New Zealand striker, joining us here for £200,000 from the Wellington Phoenix. With the formation change though, I have decided to change young Rafael Kofler from a center defensive midfielder to a center back, which gets him up to a 71 overall. Still only 21 years of age, which is nice. Every year just feels like a whole new challenge here. Honestly, our side is the most balanced it's been, but we are lacking superstars at the moment. Lewandowski's gonna have to put the team on his back. The old fellas are going down. Oh, this is tough, man. I genuinely think my best strategy, which we've saw with Lewandowski, is gonna be, until at least we get the money, until we're playing Champions League football, is to try absolutely abusing pre-contracts. I'm gonna have to scour every single part of the world to try signing these big name talents, and I'm hoping we can start with Kevin De Bruyne. Oh no. Oh no. I've been so focused on trying to sign guys on pre-contracts and thinking about the future. We are doing terribly right now. We've had 2 wins all year, the first half of the season with Sud Tirol. 11 points. We're 5 points out of the away from getting out of the relegation zone. We're gonna have to do some work. However, I do have some good news at least to report. Kevin De Bruyne, Juve didn't extend his contract, and upon my searching, I also found that Virgil van Dijk, his contract with Newcastle United was expiring. So if we can survive relegation this year, we're going to have the signings of Van Dijk and De Bruyne to look forward to, but they might have put a little clause in there that if we don't get promoted, they might have the opportunity to cancel this contract. So it is paramount we are not playing in the second division next year. It's a Hail Mary signing, fellas. We've got to do something if we're going to survive in Italy's top flight. Thais Savigny, the French attacking midfielder, he's turned 35 a matter of days ago, and now he is playing here at Sud Tirol. £5 million from Montpellier. Please, 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 please do not get relegated. Please. I said it last year with Luka Modric, but Lewandowski and Marco Reus both retiring. We can't let them walk away, getting relegated. And Adam Lallana as well. He's horribly rated, but it's not good for the morale. In typical heart attack FIFA fashion, we're at the final day of the Serie A season. We currently sit 1 point clear of the relegation zone. Anywhere from 14th place Udinese, they can get relegated. Lecce trying to survive. Cremonese and Venezia have already been relegated. We face Palermo. Oh, here we go. Final day. Can we survive? Can we survive and get Kevin De Bruyne and Van Dijk in next year? We're at home at Stadio Druso, taking on Palermo, the final game in the careers of Robert Lewandowski and Marco Reus. This to stay up in Italy. It is a 2-2 draw. We would have been 100% guaranteed, but Dembele scores for Palermo in the 89th minute. Oh my god, it's going to depend on the other results. And we survive. Lecce go down. We survive by 2 points. Oh my god, that is not the direct direction I saw us heading in. Anyways, fellas, the top of the table, Roma, they're going to win the league. Napoli win Coppa Italia. Again, we need to get past the third round. We need the money. AC Milan win the Champions League. Stade Rennais win the Europa League. And it is Italian domination. I know Napoli lost it, but all Italian teams in the final with 2 Italian teams winning silverware. That just shows how hard of a challenge it is to get out of Italy right now. We're going to have to hope there's some good strikers on the list next year. A lot of this rebuild, I'm starting to realize, comes down to pure luck and pure timing. Robert Lewandowski, Marco Reus, both going to be retiring, the former Dortmund teammates. Decent year for Pecorino, but he's 25, man. We're probably going to have to cut ties from him as a starter next year. This rebuild is proving to be one of the most challenging things I have ever done. But yeah, Marco Reus, Adam Lallana, Costa Barbarouses, and Ki Seung-young are going to be retiring. Where's Lewandowski? Oh yeah, of course, we signed him to a new bloody contract, but he's like, we signed him to a 2-year deal, but he's retiring. I'm hoping the game glitches out or something and he doesn't leave next year. Actually, Barbarouses will not be retiring. We've just extended his contract. Although he is 54 overall, so maybe that's not even worth it. Season 5 begins with a player departure. There's a lot of talent available. I need as much money as possible to sign as many players as possible. So we're going to make some tough calls. Peters is departing permanently, £1.6 million. It is yet another upgrade in between the sticks, and I'm hoping this man can be the one for the next few years that hopefully, I don't know, man. I don't know when we're going to win the bloody Champions League, but we get an 85 rated goalkeeper. It is Yassine Bounou, the Moroccan beast of a goalkeeper, joins us from Al Hilal for just £1 million. I will be changing up the formation though, fellas, because we have had an insane opportunity to sign Neymar. No, he's not the insane talent that he was a few years ago. He's now 35 years of age and 79 overall. But you can't say no to Neymar, man. We're going to sign him just like Bueno from Al Hilal. Neymar, what a huge name here at Südtirol. We will be saying goodbye to Hamza El Kouakibi. He's staying in Italian football, heading to Frosinone. Changed the formation, so we're now a 3-back. Simone Davy heading to Ajax for 3.2 mil. I miss Robert Lewandowski, man. The best striker that we could afford, Gerard Moreno. £7.5 million market value. We have to pay £8 million to bring him across from Bournemouth. Neymar, I need some goals from you, son. The clean out continues. I'm going to be cutthroat here because there is still so much work to be done. Andrea Cisco heading to Racal, 1.45 mil. And with Bunu coming into the side now, we're going to say goodbye to Hiradeki. The Finnish keeper is finished at Südtirol, heading to Udinese. Andrea Giorgini heading to Palermo. Not done there though, lads. Roberto Pereira heading to Argentina. And Bonaventura heading to Celtic. We say goodbye to 37-year-old Kyle Walker, who heads to Bruges for 2.4 mil. And finally, Chris Smalling cleaning out this team, man. But that's another 3 mil. All right. We're signing Jonas Hoffman here, 10.2 mil. I've put together one of the ugliest formations in world football, but there's still one more man I want to sign alongside Hoffman. I'm hoping we can get the money over the line. There it is, fellas. Oh my God. I'm starting to lose hope with this challenge. I don't know what I put myself in for or why I said I should have done just 30 or over, but nah, I decided to be a hero and go 35 or over. This is one of the hardest challenges ever, but we've assigned David Alaba for the back line. We're putting all of our eggs into this basket, man. This team needs to get us some sort of success. So this is the team we have right now. This is the ugly formation. It's like a 3-2-3-2. I'm just dealing with what we have at our disposal, but my game plan is to try every year from now on. I've really thought about this. We're not going to be able to do it like a normal rebuild where we go piece by piece. I think every year I just have to try building the best team possible with what we have at our disposal. If we can't qualify for the Champions League with it, sell off most of it and try again. If we make a Champions League qualifications, then we're going to have to just go all out to win the Champions League that year and basically just nuke the team every single season. If we had unlimited funds, I think this would be a lot easier. So we just need to try giving ourselves the best budget possible by winning on the field and qualifying for European in football. But my God, man, we've still got a 71 rated striker. There is just so much luck and hope and financial help that we need if we're going to complete this challenge. Let's see what Season 5 has in store. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not Champions League football yet. On the 1st of January, we have a game in hand, but we sit 9th in Serie A here. 30 points, 4 points out of the top 4. We need to make a push. We need to go all out for Champions League football, man. Please, please, please. Upsettingly, we have found nobody to sign on a pre-contract deal this year, but we have found somebody for the here and now. I'm hoping this can be the difference maker. Pascal Gross was rapidly decreasing, but we've gone out and signed now 30-year-old Granit Xhaka. He had a release clause of £8 million, which I happily activated. We're going to bring the Swiss defensive midfielder over here to Südtirol. Oh, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. We have finally qualified for the Champions League, man. I don't know how long this video is at this point when you're watching it, but this is one of the toughest rebuilds mentally. Just so much behind the scenes work. The fact that we are in the Champions League now, I'm telling you guys, I am going to go hard in the paint to make sure we win the Champions League next year. I am going to do so much work, because if we don't win a Champions League next year, I'm gonna be mentally just so drained. We're in the Champions League. Let's get after it. Come on. Lazio win Serie A, down in the relegation zone. Palermo, Cagliari, and Frosinone relegated. Napoli win Coppa Italia. Did we make it? We didn't. We made, oh my God, we still can't get past Pisa. We lose to Pisa on penalties. Man City win the Champions League. AC Milan win another European title. And it is Real Betis winning the Conference League. All right, Emmanuel Pecorino getting 19 goals. Gerard Moreno getting 16 goals. That's decent from the lads, but again, so much decreasing in overall, man. I am praying that we have some high-rated players available to buy next year. I am praying our budget gets up, because basically my goal is to sell off as many players that still have a half-decent value here and try to build the best 11 possible. Might have to sacrifice the bench, might have to sacrifice the reserves, but I want us to go all out for a top quality starting 11. Going to be losing a few players. Luckily, nobody huge to retirement this year though. Daniel Casarahi, Costa Barbarouses, who's now 47 overall, Dedrick Boyata, and Daley Blind, all of these guys retiring. Champions League bound in season number 6. Bring it on. There are a whole heap of like mid-range players that I'm going to go in for and just try to bolster up the overall of the squad, bolster up the depth. Only one massive superstar who I'm also going in for, but we'll see how this season unfolds. I'm not as confident now, to be totally honest. But we get the first man into the club here. It is going to be Luis Alberto, 11.5 million pounds to bring him in. Didn't get a cutscene for it, which I'm annoyed about, but Antonio Rudiger is probably the second highest overall player we're going to sign this year. 83 overall, 13 million pounds to bring him across from Leverkusen. But the superstar signing I was talking about, once again, it is a goalkeeper. It is Thibaut Courtois. Both him and Alisson were available to buy this year. Courtois, 1 overall higher, but he is officially going to be the highest rated player in this video. The 90 rated shot stopper is hopefully going to carry us in between this 6 this year. Thibaut Courtois, 90 rated, but nowhere near the highest we've paid for a player, because we get him from Real Madrid for just 3.75 million pounds. We're not done there though, fellas. 9.3 million pounds to sign 35-year-old defensive midfielder Thomas Partey from Nice. And we're going to sign another former Arsenal defensive midfielder, Jorginho. Again, I'm just trying to get the bench as strong as possible. I'm trying to give us as many options. Jorginho joining us on a free transfer. I think I'm only going to sell one player though. If there was more like higher rated players, if we had multiple players 85 or higher able to buy, I would have sold like 5 to 10 players, but there's only a couple more players I want to sign right now. So we're going to say goodbye to Jonas Hoffman, who heads to Lille for 18.9 mil, which is a crazy price tag for what, a 37-year-old? The remainder of that window was an absolute nightmare. I should not have sold Hoffman. I tried to sign Mo Salah. I went in 4 separate times for him. Every single time Liverpool didn't even want to chat with us about it. They were not willing to sell him. That was such a nightmare. So I'm praying, we've still got a lot of money in the back pocket, so I'm praying that there's some 34-year-olds out there that are going to turn 35 between now and January at striker and right midfield, because we've had a bit of a mare, man. even the players we do have that were stars are going down in overall. Van Dijk goes down. Alaba goes down 2 overall. Oh, I can't see us winning a Champions League with this side. It would take a minor miracle. Let's just focus on getting out of the group and hoping that some players pop up in January. I am praying. We are in a relatively difficult group though. Chelsea and Sociedad are known for their young talents in this game. Shakhtar Donetsk as well. So I don't know, man, just please get out of this group. I was feeling so determined at the back end of last year that we could really go and win a Champions League if I put my all into it. But right now, I feel very unconfident. Oh, we have gone through on goal difference ahead of Sociedad. That is massive, fellas. Chelsea go undefeated, but our dream of winning a Champions League here with this oldest team is still alive. And you know what, lads? I'm drawing a line in the sand. No matter what happens this year, this is going to be the final year of the challenge. I have never done this in a rebuild in the years I've been doing rebuilds, but I am willing to declare this as the toughest challenge in rebuild history if I'm unable to do it. We are in with a chance though of getting back to the Champions League next year, not that it matters, but we sit 8th with Südtirol in Serie A, 5 points out of the top 4. But I'm telling you, we need some players to step up for us. Courtois been carrying us in the midfield, in the defense. Besides him, Rudiger, Kurto, and De Bruyne are our next highest rated players. This would have to be an absolute Cinderella run if we want to complete this challenge. Are there any good 35-year-old midfielders that have come through and aged into the squad? It's not looking like it. Oh my God, I might just have to go and try again for Mo Salah. I'm not feeling good about it though. What about right wingers? Right wingers, nobody that's 35, nobody new to choose from. Striker, please give me a striker. We've got Nicholas Füllkrug who we could go in for. He's gone down. Oh, we got a Harry Kane. Okay, I'm definitely going to try going for Harry Kane unless there's somebody better. Although even if there is somebody better, I could get a 2-striker formation, which isn't looking likely, no. I'm going to do some research here, see if anybody new has come up and just go for anybody that's high rated. I think I forgot to show you guys as well who we're facing in the round of 16, but we have got a favorable draw, or somewhat favorable draw. I would have rather started Bucharest, but we get AS Monaco. Meanwhile, Chelsea get Juventus. So yeah, we've definitely benefited there. I've just realized Neymar is retiring at the end of the season as well. So he's going down with the ship. But hopefully we can get him one final Champions League chip. Come on, fellas. We have got him. Yes, we have. Harry Kane. That is the best striker I think we've found in this entire video. I am so surprised by the lack of strikers that we've been able to find throughout this video. It has been the biggest struggle, and a struggle that I don't normally have in rebuilds, but that just proves the difficulty of this challenge. This is a challenge that has sent me to the brink of insanity, but as we have one final stab at it, Harry Kane's going to be here to help us out, I hope. We may have figured it out at the right midfield position though. This is a huge gamble, but we pay £10.2 million to bring in Giovanni Di Lorenzo from Newcastle United. Now he is a right back, but if memory serves me correctly, I feel like we might be able to play him at right wing back or right midfield. It's a huge gamble, but we'll see how we go. Bumps him down 4 overall points if we play him at right mid, right wing back. Okay, that's all right. We can do it at right wing back. I might just play a lopsided formation. I'm not gonna lie. This might be the move. I don't know what I'm doing, man. This is a ridiculous challenge. I would, if you guys value your mental health and your sanity, do not try this at home. But if you're an absolute sicko and you complete this challenge, DM it to me on Instagram. Also, shut up. Cheeky plug to my Instagram. I never plug it out, but if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go chuck your boy a follow. Post there somewhat regularly. Look at that, fellas. I was just simulating through the January transfer window. Round of 16 of Coppa Italia. We lost to Udinese on penalties. That's pretty standard. We lost 15-16. There was 31 penalties in the shootout. That is ridiculous. 16-15. I almost had a stroke when I saw that on the calendar. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This video could burst into flames right now. It's the first leg against AS Monaco. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Come off it. Oh my God. Round of 16. This Lino guy has scored 4 goals against us. Are you taking the piss? We go to Monaco now, looking like we are going to have to declare this the toughest challenge in rebuild history. If we lose here, fellas, it's all over. I think the lads can sense the end here. So many ups upset players, and it's an upset content creator here. Come on, keep it alive. We lose. It's over. It is over. For the first time in years, I have failed a rebuild. A rebuild that has sent me to the brink of insanity. A rebuild that I don't think I ever would have been able to complete. I have failed you, lads. Mr. Rebuild has failed you. I was successfully able to rebuild the world's youngest team, but I was unable to rebuild the world's oldest. I'm sorry, lads. This is a dark day in my career.